Lens Flair signing in. To my subscribers, what up? And if you're new around these parts, just stopping by to see how I do things around here, what up, what up? So we're gonna start things off giving a big shout out to my barber. As you can see, he got your boy looking right. I even cut the beard off, feeling good, feeling smooth as a baby's bottom right now. But we about to get into today's episode. So I was watching Marshawn Lynch, aka Beast Mode, aka Mr. I'm here so I don't get fined. He went to Club Shay Shay, and this was a very interesting and informative interview. So he started things off by saying when he got drafted to Buffalo, it was just a different thing out there. Like, he was talking about the way he used to get stopped by the cops, and he could even be on the Bills facility grounds and he'd get pulled over by cops. He was like, man, I could look to the left and you would see my posters and, you know, all this stuff about me right there on the side of the road, and I'm still getting pulled over. He was like, man, it just came to the point where he was like, one time I was going to a game. How about a cop pulled me over? And he was like, my son a big fan. And he was like, the cop even told him, I'm working at the game. He was like, man, come on, you can't be doing that. You could have just came to the game and, you know, pulled your son to the side, and I could have had a chance to meet him and talk to him there. The city of Buffalo definitely showed him a lot of love. It was time to go. It was time for something different. A lot of people thought he was quiet. He just was like, I really don't mess with the media. One time he got out of jail and they were speaking good on him, like, you the best back here since Thurman Thomas. But somebody said something like, he's a thug. I knew he was gonna get in trouble. So he was like, I know they could paint different narratives on me and I can't defend myself, because back in the day they didn't have Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube and all these social media platforms. So these people could speak about me every week and, you know, paint narratives. And where I'm from, if you got something to say about somebody bad, we just could take it out back and we could do what we gotta do, and that's it. So he also got into financials when he was in Buffalo. One of his teammates by the name of Brad Butler, he started talking to him about finance. He started asking him, like, who is your financial advisor? And Brad let him know, hey, you won't be able to afford my financial advisor. I'm generational wealth. This generational right here. And he was thinking like, man, I'm a first-round draft pick. I got some bread. I got another financial advisor that I can have you talk to. So he was like, while he was out there, he had two different financial advisors. He had one for the money he made on the field and one for the money he made off the field. And he would be asking them different questions just to see like how it corresponds. When he got his signing bonus, he walked around with his signing bonus in his pocket for like 3 weeks. He was like, man, I wasn't in the banks. He knew he was straight with money. When he was in Buffalo, the first big purchase he bought was his mama house. And that just was admirable right there, just to see him make his mom dream come true and doing something nice for his mom. So he was like, they started watching something about a lot of NFL players, and they asked, like, what do they all have in common? They went bankrupt or they was broke. And he said he came up to one of the people like, can you do me a favor? Can you please help me where I won't be in that bunch over there with them that's, you know, going through that financial turmoil? So something that was interesting to me was he was talking about when he was 13, his mom took him to get a tattoo. And he was like, my mom, she was one of them progressive moms. I got a tattoo of a Taurus. And that just had me thinking, when I was 13, a birthday for me was, we would go to something like Blockbuster. I would get a game for like my 64 or something. And then we'll go to a bakery, Dewey's Bakery, get a sheet cake. And that'd be the weekend, me playing the game that I rented and eating that cake and having a good time with my friends. When he grew up in a single parent household and his father was in jail. So he was like, I went to live with my cousins for a while, and they had, you know, their mom and their dad. What do? How you go out and play when one of them tell you no? The cousin was like, man, when they say that, you know, I just can't go out. That's just what it is. Where I'm from, a lot of people came up with just single parent households, so I thought that was the norm. If you want to do business with him, Like, he got a circle of people that he do business with, and he got businesses. If you want to do business with him, he wants you to have his catering company. So he's like, man, I eat a certain kind of way. I like to eat red beans, rice, and food like that. So he not gonna let you just give him a nasty ham and cheese sandwich and some chips and think you finna get beast mode supporting your product. So he got a different way. He was like, even I like somebody to do my hair. I got this person I go to. I got a certain security company I like to do business with. Get these people involved with these businesses that, you know, I'm with and affiliated with. But he's like, sometimes I understand when things can't go through. So I had to do business that way. He also talked about when he was at Cal, man, I was a young cat and they put me in practice. And he was like, man, this around the time it was some of the guys who was upper class, they weren't even getting in practice. When they threw me in the fire, and he was like, man, these some grown men. So they called the play a running play. Man, how about I went to the wrong side and some kind of way, Aaron Rodgers turned around a different way and handed me the ball. And he was like, boom, I broke up the middle, I scored. My running back coach came in there chewing me out like, you went to the wrong side. He went to the wrong side, he did the wrong thing. Aaron Rodgers, he just went to bat for him like, oh no, coach, that was my fault. And the other coach, man, he did the wrong thing also. But you know, A-Rod just was going to bat for him, letting them know like, man, it was my fault. And he was like, they just build up a good camaraderie with each other where when he'll be out in slot, when he'll see like a linebacker on him or a safety, he'll be looking at him like, yo, just run the fly, and he'll get it to him. Shannon Sharpe asked him something like, did you know A-Rod was gonna be as good as he was? He was like, to tell you the truth, I thought he'd have more championships. I knew he was gonna be great because he's just a different type of player. He started talking about his time in Seattle and being a Seahawk. He was talking about like the way he didn't have a great relationship with Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson. I was like, dang, that's kind of crazy because, you know, they won a championship out there and everything. So he was talking about like one of the times that Russ had a bad game. I reached out to player personnel to get his number. He was like, some kind of way player personnel hit me back in a few minutes like, yeah, Russ said he called you. You ain't pick up. So he was like, oh, I had a missed call from a private number. That's what it was. It was a private number. So how about Russ calling him back again from a private number? He just was letting them know like, hey, homie, I know you ain't had a game you wanted to have, but just to let you know, I'm here for you and, you know, I support you. I want to just, you know, make sure you up and you good. And he was like, man, it was awkward because he was just telling Russ, like, you know, if I have a bad game, I want you to be able to pick me up and lift me up too. We teammates and we here for each other. He's like, man, that just was a awkward conversation. And out there in Seattle, he was talking about like when they had a practice, and Russ, I guess he had a very bad practice, and Sherman, he started getting on him. How about he said, we done went into the kumbaya room, and Coach Carroll came in there like, all right, if you got something to say to Russ, how about you come to me or as quarterback coach? So I was thinking like, dang, that's the way they do things out there, where it's just like, dang, they ain't even want the regular players to even speak with Russ. They wanted to go, they was treating him like the president or something, like to even speak to him, you know, give it to me, the head coach or his position coach, and we'll take it from there. So that started making me think, I guess, you know, the camaraderie, they weren't close as what they could have been. But he spoke about like they just went back for like a 10-year anniversary on them winning the championship. And he just was talking about like the way people would tell him things that he did to help boost him up. And the way he get game back to the younger players. Also, being from Oakland, he started talking about a lot of good people with good talent from that area. He's talking about a boxing person out there, a very popular boxing person from out that way he's from. Mr. FAB from out there. And he named a few more people. He even got some family members that's in the NFL as well. And this just was a very informative interview on beast mode. I think he just was brought up a different way, and he's a serious dude, and he don't play them games. You could tell he don't play, he about his business. Let me know below in the comments what you think of beast mode. Until next time, peace.